Hi, today I'm going to go over a list of pros and cons when having a child in an online academy. Let me specify that we've been going through Connexus. It's not K-12, it is Connexus. Now, some of the pros for us have been having flexibility in our schedule. We travel at least twice a year with my husband's work and are gone about 3 days at a time minimum. And having the flexibility to do that has been really great. We can go in to the hotel room and my children can log into the hotel Wi-Fi, still catch their live lessons, not miss any of the math concepts that are going to cause them to be behind in math. And it's just really great to have that flexibility for traveling with work, or if your child is particularly sick, it would be great to have that type of flexibility, because they never miss a lesson, they never miss any material. All of the material is there waiting for you online. Any of the live lessons that a teacher gives are recorded and stashed into a folder for review. The other flexibility that I've seen with time is that on days when my children really understand the concept, they can breeze through their work and have all of this extra time for playing or doing projects or whatever they want to do. And they don't have to sit in class being bored, which is really great. If they wanted to, they could even work ahead a little bit. They never want to. It gives them more time to practice the piano and to do other things. On days when they need more time with a certain concept, they can take more time. If they have 3 tests in one day, they can say, you know what, I'm going to leave that test for, 3 days from now, and I'm going to focus on the other 2 tests. Of course, you need to exercise caution with that and make sure that you don't fall behind. But it's really nice to know that they can just opt to kind of put that one thing off to allow them to focus on that and actually learn the material. Grades. I actually like knowing what my child is getting at the moment, because it's already been graded and I can go in and I can pull it up and I see her answers and I see what she got wrong. I see where she perhaps is struggling. And so having access to grades, having access to all the tests almost immediately is really great. Another thing about tests and portfolios, they allow you to retest. So if you get below a C, they'll let you go in, do a relearn, so to speak, and sometimes they have a separate live lesson for the relearn. Sometimes there's some material that they want you to cover, and then you get to go and do the retest and you'll get a 70. They won't let you bump it up to a 90 or anything like that, but they will at least let you pass. And when you actually go through that online learning experience and your child is largely self-taught, depending on how you do it. I personally say my kids need to learn to be self-taught. I'm not going to spoon feed them through this process. But going through that process of being self-taught while they're learning those skills of how to study and where to find the material, it's really helpful for them to be able to do the relearn, because the importance really should be on them learning the material and not just someone saying, oh, you didn't learn the material on my timeline? Well, too bad. A lot of the times when my child retests, she'll get like an 80 and she'll do really well. And so even though she only gets a 70 on that retest, I know that she's understanding the material, and that's important to me as a parent. As far as contacting your student's teacher, sometimes they have one contact, and that's the homeroom teacher. Depending on the grade, you can contact some other teachers. I have usually gotten a response within about 24 to 48 hours, depending on what is happening. We had a kind of crazy year with some snow days and floods, and it was just totally insane. So everyone was kind of swamped, but the teachers are really good about responding at our particular campus. And I use the word campus loosely. They do have local teachers. You get to go down and meet the teachers, which is another thing that I really liked about it, and have the teachers give us suggestions on how to make it work. I think for students, especially if it's the first time they're doing an online school, it's important for them to see and understand that they are dealing with real people instead of feeling like they're dealing with some type of character on TV and it's not real. It creates a definite line of reality. In the same line with having communication with teachers, I feel like you have slightly more teacher response that is directed specifically to your child. When we get an assessment back on a portfolio that my child has done, or on different tests, the teacher will go into like the essay problems or different things and explain a little bit of what went wrong, or say, go and look back at these pages in the book. And that's not always effectively done. I mean, sometimes it would be nice to have a little bit more feedback or more specific feedback. For the most part, I feel like overall my student gets more specific feedback. I think the last thing, of course, and I think one of the things that some parents look at, and one of the reasons I had my oldest child start an online school, is because it's a controlled environment. She had experienced some rudeness, meanness, just flat out bullying at school, and she just needed time to come back and kind of regroup. And when she had regrouped, she went back to public school. It's just kind of the way that it went for us. Her being in a safe and controlled environment is really what she needed at that time, especially when kids start, hitting puberty and going through different things. Personally, I find that helps, and it was really, really beneficial for my one child.